So Somnium Space is doing something very interesting that's different from the rest of the land platforms. They're doing something called a Road to SLO, which is a second land auction. And you can see all the parcel numbers here that are being listed. They're doing 25 parcels per week for 10 weeks. So there's a total of 250 parcels being sold. You can see that there's one small right here that starts at 4 Ethereum and drops all the way down in a Dutch auction to 0.6. It can be purchased anywhere along the way. The medium parcels start at 5 and end at 1.6, and the extra large parcels go from 6 down to 3.2. Anything that's brown shows that it's road front. Anything that's green is just an open parcel. You can see here on their map that all of the red parcels are already taken. You can see why this parcel right here would have no road front marking and all of these would. So these few road parcels have already sold. This one down here was a random one, but I'm going to go over these individually. All of these parcels are being sold 25 per week. The first 2 weeks are already over. This is the third week. There's going to be a total of 10 weeks that end on about May 28th. And then Somnium Space is going to announce when the second land auction is going to be, which is going to be the rest of the land parcels. There's a total of about 1,500 parcels already sold. So add 250 to that, 1,750 sold out of 5,000. So there's going to be almost 3,200 parcels coming sometime, in the second half of the year. They might say 6 months out, 2 months out. They might say in 3 days. We just don't know yet. So we're going to have to find out on the 28th of May to see when that second land offering is going to be. But this is the road to get there, 25 parcels per week. So they are selling fast already today. This is OpenSea. I came to OpenSea, typed in Somnium up here, and then I used this filter, recently sold. All of these parcels have sold. You can see this is a nice even amount, 8.5, so this is not part of the auction. Anything that sold with 4 decimal points, you can see somebody bought during the price lowering in the Dutch auction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip that one, 6, 7, and skip that one. 7 have sold already, only about 4 hours into the auction. So at the top prices, this XL started at 6 and it sold at 5.95. So this is the very first parcel that sold, 2717. So let's look on the map. 2717. This is the first one to sell. For some reason, this one sold before this one, which is a little closer to center. Not that this is going to be that much more expensive, but for some reason, this person bought this one. Maybe they don't own anything around it because everything else is gray. So for some reason, they like that parcel. That was the first one sold. Maybe the same person bought both, but it looks like the second parcel was 3022. So this auction started at 6 and someone bought one at 5.95, 5.94, and then the medium started at 5 and they already sold at this price. So top prices, this was a road front. I figured the roads would go first for some reason, but it looks like a couple of them have not. You can see these gray parcels here are still available. And so medium, 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 medium. This was an XL and an XL. But 3340, let me look at that one actually. Yeah, that was an XL. But so let's go through these again. 6, 6, 5, 3995. Let's take a look at that one. That was a very front and center. This is almost the closest between these two. You'd have to measure that. But this is the amphitheater right here where all of the COVID-19 meetups are at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can convert that to your time. But this is very, very close to here. When you're outside this amphitheater, you can see these parcels right here. You'll come out here and walk down either one of these roads, and both of these are front and center. And then this one's a little bit closer to the water, so you can value these however you want, but if you look at the previous sales and analyze everything, you can get a good judge of what you think the right price is for you to pay. And if they go too soon, then someone else decided they thought it was worth more. Let's see, 1070 is the road parcel right here, so that makes sense why that one sold so quickly to me. This one too, but it's a little surprising that these other road parcels haven't sold yet. People do like these inside ones a little bit more than the road parcels, it looks like. But let's go a little bit further. 3415, this one, these are all sold right at the very top. 5.87, 3415, right here in the center again. 4501, so this one sold too. I put it on the map. It's a 5 Ethereum sale. Let me open this in a new tab just so we can see what it sold for in the first place. I'll look at it on the map while it's loading. It's right down here. So this sold during the first ILO. And for some reason, none of these parcels sold during the first ILO. People liked the road parcels. You can tell a lot of these road parcels sold before these front and center parcels. But again, everybody, had their own value and their own idea of what they wanted to pay for certain parcels. And if you like the road, then just tell somebody to follow this road all the way to your parcel, and they can see what you built on your parcel and possibly interact with whatever your game might be. So this one sold for 5 Ethereum after it sold for probably only 0.75 or so during the very first auction. But you can scroll down on OpenSea when you click on the parcel and see all of this stuff. So if you scroll down to the very beginning, you can see that this went for 0.8. So Somnium Space listed this auction during their ILO 6 months ago on October 12th, 2019 at 0.75. It sold at 0.7. No, it didn't. Someone put a bid in, and then this bid entered. This one sold. So Somnium Space transferred it to MZM 6 months ago for 0.8. This person bought it for. Then they put it up for auction. There was a bid entered for 3. They did not accept it. Oh, there it is. They sold for 3. So MZM sold it for 3 to this person, Barthasian, 5 days ago, actually. And then this person 5 days ago put it up for 7.9, 6.9, 5.9. Somebody made an offer. This person, I'm not even going to attempt to say that, 5 Ethereum. So this it's wrapped Ether. You have to make a bid in wrapped Ether, which is exactly the same as Ethereum. So that's 5 Ethereum or 5 wrapped Ethereum. It's more of a secure way, but I won't explain that right now. Sold for 5. So that's gone from 0.8 up to 5. And now during the second land auction, or this road to SLO, these parcels are ending at double what they started last time. So you just saw that mediums from Somnium Space were offered at 0.8 before. Now the bottom price is 1.6. And same with these ones. I think it was 1.45 for XLs back then, and now it's 3.2, so just about double. The smalls were selling for 0.3, and now they're selling for 0.6. So this one has been flipped a couple times. It appears that no one built anything on it. I mean, someone could have practiced with the builder or something, but when you transfer it to the next person, then it's theirs. So right now you can't keep that stuff, but soon you are going to be able to build something on your parcel and then kind of save it and maybe upload it to a different parcel. It's just a bit of a tricky process right now. So let's look at a couple more. So that one sold as a secondary market. These two both sold during this auction. So 42.53. Again, right front and center, sold for a top price. It was listed at 5 and it sold at 4.8 already. So someone's valuing this almost the same as somebody else is valuing this. And then this XL 3340 right here on the edge too. So these are some good parcels. And then this one, 8.5, sold in the secondary market as well. So let's open that up. Took a second to load last time. Oh, there it is anyway. This one's right down here. So the important thing to know about these waterfront parcels, they are allowed. So Somnium Space is going to allow you to connect this all the way down here to the water. So when you actually own this parcel, you can see the size of it next to this size, and it's a tiny bit bigger because I made it in yellow and I hovered over it. But really, this parcel is almost that big because Somnium Space is going to allow you to go right to the edge with your build. So this is going to be twice as big. You do have to look and make sure that it has this waterfront marking on OpenSea. If it does not have this waterfront marking, you will not be able to bring it all the way there just because it's close. So let me try to find one that's a little farther away. I know there's a couple up in this corner, like this one right here. If this one does, this one right here, if this one does not say waterfront because it's a little bit farther away than the rest of them, I'm not sure if it does or doesn't because I don't know what this parcel is off the top of my head, but if you look at this parcel and it is, then you're going to be able to have a huge amount of extra room right here to build. But if it's not, then you won't. You'll be able to use this parcel the regular size that it is, but if it does not say waterfront on OpenSea like this, then you will not be able to do that. So this purchase down here I think is great. I cannot believe that somebody got it for that price. Artur is the CEO, and he just posted recently that you were allowed to do this. The news has been out there for plenty of time, so everyone should have already known that, but Artur just posted it again and let people know just to kind of refresh the memory, and someone just went out and bought this almost momentarily right after. So pretty cool. It's a great idea that this can go all the way. You're almost doubling the size of your parcel. So instead of buying this one and this one, you get double the size, double the space to build. So very, very cool. One of the other things I wanted to mention, so that was 8.5 Ethereum for this one parcel. So all of these XL parcels on the water, I mean, it's not like it's right front and center. It is kind of close, so it would be better than having, you know, one of these ones down here. I mean, it's not better or worse. It's all up to how you value it, but in general, it is a little bit closer to the center. So if new users are coming in and spawning in and they're going to make their way down the water all the way down to the bottom, they're going to see this one before they see this one. Also, if somebody is traveling along the road in virtual reality and they happen to come down this road and cross this bridge, they might be able to see what you've built right here. So there's a few reasons why this one could be valued more than, you know, this one perhaps. But if they both say waterfront, then they are both very valuable. And some offer more space than others. So some of these are very, very close already, so you're really not going to get that much extra room. Anyway, if you have this parcel right here, it's really not going to get that much bigger. So if you look around and find one that's waterfront like this one, I think if I undo, it's going to, yeah. Then you have all of that extra room, like these two next to it. There's a lot of extra room right here to build, so it's going to double the size of your parcel. It's very, very, very cool. You got to do your research and figure this out. I think this one right here is also, I actually owned this one at one point in time, and I sold it. But yeah, again, all of that extra space is just very valuable because you don't have to spend 8 plus 8, 16 Ethereum. You spend 8 and you end up with that entire parcel. But if you come back here to Somnium Space and just click on lowest price, the cubes always show up first. This one's listed for Somnium cubes. And if you come over here to these filters, once you do that and click on XL, let's look at the lowest price XL parcels. The very lowest right now is 7. So any XLs that are listed that are still left in the auction should be selling pretty quick because this is the cheapest one that's available. And then if you look for the waterfront marking, you can see that the cheapest one is 10. And let's just take a look and see where that one is. It is 2996. Might take a second to load, so I'm going to keep talking about this other stuff. But you can see how quick it goes from 7 all the way up to 12 because there's not that many parcels. Some of these other land platforms have a ton of parcels, thousands and thousands of parcels, but Somnium Space only has 5,000 total parcels, so that's why they're more valuable. And then the parcels that have the water marking are also incredibly limited. There's probably only 300 to 400 total with that waterfront marking, especially as an XL. So you can see that, so I'm going to just move over here for a second, but look at all the extra room that you're going to get here because of that waterfront marking. But this one right here, you really don't get any extra room. So technically, not only is this one 3 inches closer to center, but also you get all of that extra room right there. So this one is much more valuable than this one right here next to it, and it's important to know. Some of these roadside parcels too are going to be very important because when you're in here, forget this, I got to go back to the map. When you come in here and you tell someone, you know, go straight up this way and head down this road, maybe, you know, Somnium Space might name some of these roads too, and you'll be able to tell them what road you're on rather than trying to find this in the center. And when you're walking around in here, sometimes it can be easy to get a little bit lost. This one I put on here too. This is the campfire tent. You can put these tents, you can own this without owning any virtual reality land. And then when you own this tent, you can put it anywhere for a certain amount of time, invite people, and you can hang out in the tent, hang out by the campfire, and I'll just, you know, hang out, have a campfire, you know, sing some songs, do what you would do at a campfire. And that is actually really cool. So if you own this, you can invite people and put that wherever you want. Artur even posted a video. If you click on this and click on the link in OpenSea, you'll see the video. Let me go to recent sales again. And that was sold right before this whole auction started, but I clicked on XL. Sorry, hold on. Let me unclick that filter. And all of this stuff comes up. This tent was just sold for 7 Ethereum, just slightly less than the XL parcel that was just sold. But if you click this, it goes to a YouTube video, and you can see that Artur made this video during the initial land offering, and he put the tent up here on the mountain, which is just crazy. You can climb these mountains with your avatar, and you can walk around and just check out these views. Look at those water parcels when he's looking that way. You can climb in the tent here, and these water parcels are just so valuable. It's just so beautiful in here. Some of the other land platforms aren't making this surrounding earth. They're just making it a complete open land for everyone to build on. But this has sunlight, shadows. The whole water here is very similar to Earth, where you own your land and you can build on your land, but the rest of it is owned and governed by Somnium Space. The mountains are here for you to enjoy. There's daytime and nighttime. These sunsets are just unbelievable. So come check out Somnium Space. It is actual virtual reality. If you have a PC with a VR headset, then you can come into VR right now into Somnium and run around with your headset. So enjoy. The auction is still going on. There's about 18 parcels left in this auction right now. Come here, type in Somnium Space on OpenSea. When you type in Somnium Space, come over to this filter and type in expiring soon. Be careful too when you click on these parcels. Number one, make sure there's 4 decimal points. The 4 decimal points show that it is a Dutch auction. The second thing is when you click on one of these parcels, make sure it's Somnium Space owned. Some other people might be trying to possibly jump into the auction and create a Dutch auction themselves so that they're involved and that people think that it's a Somnium parcel, but it may not be. So just double check that, make sure it's a Somnium. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy it if it's not, but just double check, and if it's owned by somebody else, you know, double check and make sure that it's a good parcel that you actually want, and it's at a good price. But right now these are all they're all about to sell. They're probably this whole thing is going to end probably today. So good luck out there.